Welcome to Press Any Button. I'm Eric.
I'm Nicky.
I'm Bug.
And today we're here to talk about Super Mario World.
A legendary game.
Yes. All right, so Super Mario World is a 2D platformer developed and published by Nintendo for the SNES. It was released in Japan in 1990, North America in 1991, and Europe and Australia in 1992. The player controls Mario on his quest to save Princess Peach and Dinosaur Land from the series' antagonist Bowser.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah,
It's shocking, right?
Yeah. What a new, fresh story.
it's pretty much every Mario game ever.
They do a good job of changing up in other ways.
Yeah. I'm sure for the 2 or 3 people out there who haven't heard of Super Mario World.
Yeah, right. In case you have no idea.
Yeah.
So, Bug, why did you choose this game?
So showing my age here a little bit, but I remember, my first system was actually an Atari.
Nice.
So I remember when the original Nintendo came out and seeing Super Mario and being an arcade kid, going, oh my gosh, this is arcade at home. So, of course I fell in love with Mario like everyone else. And then Mario 2 was great. Mario 3 I also consider a masterpiece, but I think Super Mario World has brought everything together because there's so many secrets and different ways of playing it, whether you decide, I'm going to go to the Switch houses or I'm not, to make it harder on myself. I mean, it's so much replayability.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you can really change the difficulty with just the power-ups and
You're telling me some people choose not to go to the Switch houses?
Yes.
For fun?
Yes.
I'm confused by this. Awesome. Oh yeah, for everyone that doesn't know, Bug here is the owner of Blue Ghost Arcade in Woodstock, Georgia, which is a freaking awesome barcade with pinball, arcade machines, consoles, a bar, board games.
And they also do D&D sessions, and you said they
all
have
kinds of events.
Chess club tonight.
Yeah, chess clubs, which is Sunday.
They do drag shows, my personal favorite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because honestly, there's not a lot of places doing drag shows up here. You have to go all the way to Atlanta.
Yep.
So I appreciate you bringing that to Woodstock.
Well, they're not only drag shows, but they're also video game themed drag shows, which is
very nerdy.
Pretty freaking awesome.
Our next one's May 4th, and it's all Star Wars themed.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
May the 4th.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm super psyched. I will definitely be there. But I'll have to find some people to bring with me because my friend Shelby's going to be out of town. She's the one that usually comes with me.
Well, actually, I have never seen a drag show before, so
you should come with me then.
They're a blast. They really are.
Yeah, and Star Wars themed. I've never seen a drag queen do Star Wars yet, so I'm really excited about it.
I did have just a few questions for you, Bug, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know what made you decide you wanted to open a barcade.
It's kind of a sad story, to be honest with you. So, my background is doing QA, software development. So, I work for McDonald's, Domino's, Pizza Hut, and we moved up to Chicago for a while, and then we decided we're going to move back down to Georgia because this is where my wife's family is from. And when we got back down here, this is probably 4 or 5 years before COVID, but we were allowed to keep our jobs. We work remotely from Chicago here. Cool. However, I saw the writing on the wall going, okay, this is not going to last forever. I got to figure out what I want to do. And then suddenly my mom passed. And,
I'm sorry, man.
Again, it's a sad story, good ending. So
yeah.
So then I decided, what, I got to start stepping out of my comfort zone, start doing things that
living life.
Yes.
Right.
So I took an improv class, which I will never do again.
Yes. Oh, you should know I'm an improviser. I've done improv for the last 9 years or so.
Nice.
Yeah, I still do improv monthly.
Nicky was thinking maybe she's she wanted to propose maybe doing an improv night or something like that one night. Maybe doing a jam afterwards or something.
Oh, at Blue Ghost.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Maybe not the time.
Where did you take your improv class?
Woodstock Arts, right there in downtown.
Okay,
Woodstock.
cool.
So, and then after that, I went and I was an extra on Stand Against Evil. So I play a bomb in the background.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, so when I lived up in Chicago, there's a arcade up there called the Galloping Ghost. As far as I know now, it's probably one of the biggest arcades in the world right now. They release a new game every Monday. I mean, last time I checked, they had, I think it was over 700 arcade games in this place.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
holy crap.
So,
it's got to be huge physically.
They keep on buying the buildings next to them so they can keep expanding.
Oh, that's great.
That's nuts.
So it was that, and then we used to go to play board games and stuff, and there was nothing like that around Woodstock. So we decided, hey, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we had everything in place, even signed a lease, and then COVID hit.
Oh yeah.
Man. So
probably the worst time to open a business.
Yes.
Especially an arcade where everyone's touching all the controls and everything,
Yeah.
Ugh.
So luckily in our lease agreement, we had something where I could get out of it. So,
that's good.
We managed to get out of the lease and still talk to the owners, and then we waited a year, and then
That's awesome.
That's a pretty neat story.
I think the closest thing we have probably, well, now we have pinball, Portal Pinball that's on Cobb Parkway, but it's mostly pinball with a little bit of arcade. But then we got Joystick in like Decatur or in Atlanta.
This in Atlanta.
Yeah, Joystick. Have you heard of that one?
Yes. Portal's got Brian, who owns the place over there, has a fantastic collection of pinball machines.
Yeah,
over there.
it's great.
So Joystick, I'm a little disappointed in because every time I'm in there, there's only a couple of games that are actually up and working.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's probably hard to keep everything up and running all the time.
It's a daily thing. Trust me, I know.
I was about to say, I haven't been to Joystick in a while, actually.
Yeah. The first arcade bar I went to was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This was like 12 years ago, and I had never seen anything like it. It was so cool. And then like 5 years later, I started seeing them everywhere, and I was like, this is the best, the best trend, the best thing. Like whoever started the very first one, everyone must have saw it and been like, this is an awesome idea. No. And then like now I think almost every city I feel like has one,
Yeah. My other
it could be like our age too. Like everyone our age grew up with video games, and we're the ones with all the money now. So
I don't know about all the money.
Well, some of us.
I was going to ask you too, like you have like a ton of arcade cabinets. How did you start getting those arcade cabinets? Did you already have a bunch before you started the
No. So once we decided to do it, I am very mechanically inclined. I love to tinker with stuff.
Yeah.
And we decided to do this, and bought the first game, which was Popeye. And once we decided to open it, and the screen was a little dark, so I was like, I'm going to teach myself to do a cap kit. Which
awesome.
Is, which I'm still not great at. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. However, I've made connections since then to where I don't have to worry about it anymore. I can call my guy up, he'll come and do it for me, and which is a lot easier than me having to worry about it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So, but no, so this took several years to bring everything together. It was Craigslist, Facebook. Sayreville, Tennessee, where Dolly Parton's from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a company that does an auction every other month and then another one, same company, but does it in Winston-Salem.
Oh, nice.
They have, they do pinballs, arcades, anything you can think of when it comes to coin-operated stuff, cranes and stuff. So, it was going up to those and buying those. At one point, my downstairs you couldn't walk. I mean, arcades everywhere. So, eventually, towards the end, my wife's like, okay, we got to get this in storage. And
yeah. I need my space.
Yeah.
How often do you try to get new games now, or is it just like one breaks down or something?
I keep an eye on them. Things I was not expecting when I opened this place was how many events we were going to do and how much time consuming it is to get all that stuff together and then still keep maintenance on the games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, when we first opened, I have a custom Scott Pilgrim game that I built.
Nice.
So, it's got the game that came out on the Switch, but it's in an arcade cabinet with joysticks, and it's got Scott Pilgrim art all over the side of it. And, one of those joysticks went out on it, and I can't get it to work now. It's just it's so frustrating. I have so much that keeps me on my toes that
Yeah.
It's a constant.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It sounds like you have the dream job.
I do love what I do, though.
All right. I think,
Any more questions, Eric?
I think
want
that's
to
it
get
for now.
into the history?
Yeah, let's get into the history, I think.
All right, let's go. So first of all, you guys know like who made this game, right?
Yeah, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, he's one of the guys.
Let's hear you say that.
He's the producer. And then we got the director, who is Takashi Tezuka. They both work on the original Super Mario Brothers and The Legend of Zelda. So big for Nintendo. I think they probably still work for Nintendo. Well, I know Miyamoto does. But so development for Super Mario World actually started in about 86 or 87, before Super Mario Brothers 2 or Super Mario Brothers 3 was even released in the US.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they've had the idea for Super Mario World for hot minute before they were actually had like the capabilities to do it, which I thought was kind of cool. It actually took them 3 years to develop and make Super Mario World, with a team of 10 people, most of whom have been together since the original Super Mario Brothers.
Cool.
So I think they did a really good job with this game of making it feel familiar and very Mario-ish. Like you've got the same characters, you got the same like platform play, but yeah, it's still fresh and different.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that was because this is the first game for the Super Nintendo.
No.
And the Super Nintendo had a lot more capabilities than the regular, the NES.
Yeah.
The NES. I was going to say the regular Nintendo, but yeah, that's not a thing.
And this was like a pack-in game for the SNES, right?
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They were released together. So if you bought an SNES, you probably got Super Mario World with it. So Super Nintendo has a 4M bit cart, whereas the NES has a 3M bit cart. So I'm guessing that's like megabyte.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, honestly.
Okay, you don't know about the carts. You're not that cool.
Well, I know
the cartridges.
I know the file size difference is like there's a big difference in the file size.
Yeah.
So it's like the Nintendo games are like something around like 20 kilobytes, and the SNES game is closer to like 1 to 3 or something megabytes.
Yeah, so there's like a big difference in the memory like capabilities, but actually because of the unlimited colors and the faster screen process rate, it was still very limited, almost just as limited as the original Super Mario Brothers, just because so much other extra stuff was taking up all the memory. Which I thought was kind of interesting, because you think, oh, they're going to have like all this extra memory, they can just go ham, but really like things like having all the colors took up all this memory, and you're like, man,
better
that's
audio,
a bummer.
like more colors, all that stuff.
Yeah. So as a hardware experiment, the team ported Super Mario Brothers 3 to the SNES.
Oh, I did not know that.
But however, it felt like the same game to them despite the improved colors and sprites. So after that, it made them sort of reevaluate Super Mario World and be like, okay, we have to like create something totally new. We can't just do what we did with Super Mario Brothers 3. It's not going to slide because people are going to expect something more with a new console. Or else why'd they buy it? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Did they eventually use that version of Super Mario Brothers 3 in that
All-Stars collection?
The All-Stars collection or whatever?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe if this was a Super Mario Brothers 3 episode, I would know that. But I didn't look up all that. Look, there's already so much info just about this game. I can't be getting sidetracked on other games. Or else I'll be researching this for 50 hours or something. So now I want to kind of transition a little bit, because this is a big game for a lot of reasons. But one of the main ones is Yoshi. Yep. This is Yoshi's first game, and they have wanted to have Mario riding a horse since... Yeah, they've had the idea. The team has wanted to have Mario riding a horse ever since they finished Super Mario Brothers. But it just technically wasn't possible. So when they got the SNES, they're like, yes, the time is now. But since the game took place in Dinosaur Land, they obviously were like, okay, a horse would be weird, right?
A horse would be weird in the Mario universe in general.
Yeah, it would be super weird. So we got to have him riding something else. Why not have him riding a dinosaur? And, it's like a great idea, right?
You're really excited about this, Nicky.
I love. Who doesn't love Yoshi? You know what I mean?
It's true.
But Yoshi's original design ended up coming out too reptile-like. He actually looked more like a crocodile or like a dragon than something that would actually fit into the Mario universe. So they were like, they sent it back. They sent the original artwork back, and they're like, make it cuter. And so that's how you got Yoshi, the Yoshi that we know today. But I thought that was awesome. Like, obviously, now that you know they wanted Yoshi to be a horse, it makes a lot of sense, right? Why he has like a saddle and all this stuff.
Yeah, I still can't tell if those are like on the side, if those are his arms, or if they're like stirrups, or like for his.
Oh
feet.
yeah.
I know. I thought they were stirrups until our friend John was like, no, they're arms. And then I could see Mario's little feet above the stirrups, but I still don't know.
But they're also a different color from the rest of his body.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. We got to get an interview with Miyamoto or something. When we really make it big, you know.
Any day now.
And yeah, any day. So that leads me to basically Super Mario World being released in North America August 23rd, 1991. And then much later, it ended up being released for Game Boy Advance too in 2002. So it was like 11 years later.
And I want to say there's some slight changes on the Game Boy Advance one. I could be wrong though.
I think there is. I forgot to write that down, but I think I did read there was some slight differences between the two. Did you ever play it on Game Boy Advance?
I did not. No. Did you, Bug?
I'm pretty sure I did. That's why I think there was some changes, but I don't remember what
Can't
they
remember
were.
what they are. Well, we played it on the SNES. Well, actually, we played it on the Switch, but through the SNES that they have online.
Yep.
This is one of the games that they had, so that was cool. And yeah, overall, worldwide, this game has sold 20 million copies.
Is it partly because they've sold that many SNESs, or is that?
I mean, partly yes,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's such a good game. It probably would have sold that many, even if it didn't come with the.
Yeah, I remember when they
console.
released the N64. They released like just you had to buy the console and Mario 64 separately.
Which was a huge
Yeah,
deal.
and I was just like, oh, this what the hell?
Well, because the games are like $60.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
back then. It's like weird how they're like the same price
Like, so
today
I'm
as
buying
they were
a console
then.
and it doesn't even come with the game.
No.
I'm like, oh my god! I bet if you were a parent and you were just clueless,
Yeah.
and you didn't know, oh my god! Imagine being that Christmas parent, like you got your kid the console and didn't know to get any games. Oh, that's a bad Christmas for you.
Yeah, and now like for the most part, consoles and games are sold separate unless they're like a bundle or something.
Yeah, like you can. I don't know. I feel like there usually is a bundle that you can buy. Like I got you a Xbox Call of Duty Xbox once, and it came with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And they still do like PlayStation 5s and stuff with games. But yeah, it's like you have an option to buy it with the game or like by itself if you want.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for some fun facts?
Woo. Yeah. Fun facts.
I have a lot of fun facts for this game. It was easy to find all kinds of, and I have so much that I didn't even put in this like episode, just locked in my brain for parties. I'm gonna be bringing
Just
up
random
just gonna
Mario.
be bringing up Super Mario World trivia at parties, being the really cool person that I am. All right, so fun fact number one. We're going to start with some Yoshi fun facts first, obviously. So early on, Yoshi's English name was Kiwi, and his Japanese name was Lizard Buddy. Isn't that
Lizard Buddy.
cute? I like Lizard Buddy. Because I think it's weird that Yoshi's just called same things as his species is called. Like
Yeah.
Yoshi the Yoshi. Like
They kind of did that with Toad. Like you have Toad the character and then Toad the race of people.
Yeah.
And Yoshi's kind of the same way.
I don't know if you guys went and saw the movie, but they actually bring that up in the movie.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, we saw that. I don't remember that part from the movie, but yeah. I did enjoy the movie, but yeah.
I don't remember that part either.
Oh, maybe.
What happened? Do you remember?
And I think it's when the princess first meets Toad. She made some kind of comment that.
Oh, okay. It's like, your name's Toad. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
Toad. I was like, I've only met one person ever in my life that had the same first name and last name, and his name was Peter. He was a motivational speaker. Peter Yancey
random.
Peter. I'm like, you don't forget a name like that. Fun fact number 2. Early on in Super Mario World development, Yoshi was supposed to be a member of the Koopa family who somehow turned good.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, talk about family drama.
It would have added
been a whole
too much drama for Mario.
too much tea.
Yeah, they don't want that much story.
And he's like way cuter, so it would be like somehow he turned good and he got like really cute. I don't know.
The girls do like the bad boys.
Yeah. I thought that was funny though. Like, I'm kind of glad they changed it because we don't need everyone to be connected to Bowser or whatever. But
Yeah,
you
he
know.
seems to have enough relatives as it is.
I know. Fun fact number 3. Okay, so you guys remember the dolphins from the various levels? They wear goggles. They're super stylish. But yeah, they keep Mario afloat, and under no circumstances can Yoshi eat the dolphins, right? Well, you're wrong. If you get the Japan version, Yoshi is actually able to eat the dolphins as he would any other enemy. And why? As always, it has to do with added difficulty. If Yoshi accidentally eats a dolphin while he's trying to hit the run button, the friendly transport disappears and thus makes completing the level much trickier.
That's funny.
So it goes back to them knowing the Americans need it to be easier, basically.
I thought they would have taken it out because it's kind of messed up, but
I think that's also a reason, because like we don't eat dolphins here. Or I don't know if they eat dolphins there either, but like they're kind of like a cute animal here. So, but yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Oh my god, I could just like that level is already hard for me without accidentally eating the dolphins. Like if I had the ability to accidentally eat the dolphins, there's no way. Like I hate that level. Fun fact number 4. On the way to Bowser's castle, you encounter a sunken ghost ship. You guys remember that? It's like right outside before you go into the big cave or whatever. So that's a level that plays kind of like an underwater ghost house. And that apparently, according to the instruction manual, that sunken ghost ship is nothing more than one of the Super Mario Brothers 3 airships that eventually crashed into the sea.
Oh,
it is now haunted.
I think I've read that somewhere before, yes.
Yeah, so I think they put in a couple of little things to connect it to Super Mario Brothers 3, and that was one of the things that I thought was kind of cool.
that's kind of messed up to think about it, because I guess everyone on that ship died and turned into ghosts.
Oh, what did you think happened when you beat the level? Like,
I thought you just took the one and left, and the airship went somewhere else.
oh yeah,
I didn't think you actually like destroyed the airship.
Mario is a gruesome murderer, and we all need to just accept it. Okay.
I guess he does destroy all those castles very casually in this game.
Oh, yes.
Like he's done it before.
The only reason he just doesn't do it to begin with is because he has to save the Yoshi egg. Otherwise, he would just
Selfish reasons.
stick some dynamite on it and blow it up.
Fun fact number 5. There are a few localized pop culture references for North American version. One being the introduction of Bullet Bill's aquatic brother, who is named Torpedo Ted. You know where I'm going with this?
No.
Thus,
No.
thus we get the duo of Bill and Ted from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good Easter egg.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I love Bill and Ted, and so like that's an obvious pairing.
I thought it was just the alliteration between, Bullet Bill, Torpedo, B&B and TNT.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You thought it just sounded cool.
Yeah. Alliteration sounds cool. It sounds cool.
Bonus fun fact, I also read, but I don't think it's true. I'm kind of wondering if it is. I should have probably looked it up. But you know how the group of the Triceratops it says Reznor across the spinning wood?
Yeah.
I heard that was for Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, but I don't really know if Nine Inch Nails was that popular in like 86 to 1990. So like
so Nine Inch Nails, their first album came out I think 92.
92. Yeah, so
that would have been
fake.
too late. Yeah.
They would have had to really been in the underground scene.
It was sometime in either the late 80s, early 90s, their first album.
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, let me look it up real quick. So, yeah, their first album came out in 1989. I don't think that gave them enough time to put his name into the game. And also, how would you know he was going to be a big legend back then? They had one album, you know? I do love Trent Reznor, but I don't think that one was real. I think that one was fake.
Yeah, I have no idea. Was that John who said that?
No, that was Wikipedia.
Oh, that was Wikipedia? What?
I think.
That was in Wikipedia?
One of those pedias. You know, there's like all the different ones for video games.
Oh, okay.
That's all the fun facts that I have.
Cool.
For now.
Good
I
fun
might
facts.
throw some more in as we go. We'll see. We'll see how the party goes.
Get some bonus secret fun facts.
Oh, yeah. Some secret. You'll see if you unlock the secret fun facts.
Well, I mean, this game does have a ton of secrets in it. So.
Yeah.
I know. That's actually, would we like to move on to the pros, the things that we like about the game?
If you just want to skip over all that crazy story that's going on.
Oh, I thought you pretty much gave away the whole story in the intro.
Yeah, I did. It's like they go on vacation and then Peach gets kidnapped and then they meet Yoshi and Yoshi tells them that Bowser's kids kidnapped all his buddies and put them in eggs. And that's the story. That's the entire story.
So deep. So many things happening.
I feel like it's classic Mario if you can sum up the entire story in about 2 or 3 sentences.
Yeah.
Honestly, I enjoy a game that doesn't have a deep story every now and then. Some games take it to the extreme. Some games keep it light, you know, and that's what it's all about, is having a variety.
Yeah, and it's always been more about the game itself than the story, and that's...
Like the gameplay.
Yeah. Gameplay, yeah.
So, we'll start with Bug. What's something you like about this game?
Yeah.
Again, the secrets. I mean, there's so many things that you'd find by mistake. You know, you'd be walking along and you hit a block and a key comes out. It's like, well, what do I do with this key?
Oh, the first time you play, you're like, I haven't seen any keyholes or treasure chests or anything.
So, I mean, that's one of the things I love about this game, because there's so much to find. And, I mean, especially this was pre-internet when this game first came out. So, you know, it was either by talking or looking at magazines or just playing the game.
Just exploring all the different crazy things you can do.
Yeah, usually talking with your buddies, like... You get together, like, you figure this out, and you know.
We actually had to go back to the pre-internet days because your challenge, you said we could not use the internet.
Yeah.
So we did find some stuff out from our friend John.
Nice.
Just because he was here yesterday and we were playing it a good bit. We're like, do you remember where this secret exit is? He was like, maybe if I play it, I'll remember. And I'm like, I get that. Because it's been, you know, like you play this, at least for me, I played it when it came out. I played it periodically every now and then when people have it out or you're just like want to go back.
It's such a classic.
Now this on Switch, it's super easy because you don't even have to go find the cartridge or like anything. But just the discovery, like it makes you think too, because they set you up a lot to go a certain direction or to do a certain thing.
Yes.
And you have to think, no, they want me to go this way, so I should try to go this way or something. You really do. You have to think like beyond the first step.
You really have to explore the levels.
Yeah,
for sure.
they also introduced the cape in this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're good enough, you can actually fly through the whole level without worrying about any of the enemies.
Man, it's so much fun.
So, but, you know, in the same sense, if there's a secret exit on that level and you're flying through it, you're going to miss it.
You might miss it. Or you might find it if they put it up in the sky. So it's like you just have to try everything.
Yeah.
The cape is kind of like this game's version of the brick that's on the top in the Super Mario.
Oh, yeah.
the original one, because you're going to hit that one brick and then run on the top of the stage and skip everything.
But
it's like, are they doing that on purpose?
Yeah, I always love those branching paths. Like, you know, you can skip giant sections. You can skip those, like some of the castles. Like, you can skip the World 3 castle just by going a different path.
Yeah, if you go down that star area, you can literally get to Bowser's castle without doing half the game if you really want to.
Yeah, from World 2.
Which is kind of nuts. Like, I don't know. I would never do that. Like,
you
kind of need the experience, at least the first time.
You still kind of have to find all the secrets on the star levels, though, in order to get there, too. So
still kind of difficult.
So it's still a challenge. It's just a different, like, potentially quicker challenge.
Yeah.
So for me, like, you know, I was a kid when all this came out.
Oh, yeah.
I was huge into Nintendo. So when we got that Super Nintendo, like, man, seeing that graphical leap between Nintendo and Super Nintendo, seeing all those colors and, like, smoother scrolling, all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the depth of color in the sprites and all that. Yeah, it was amazing. I was pretty blown away by it. And to me, like, the graphics even still look really good today.
Oh, yeah,
They really do.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not as 3D looking, but yeah, I don't mind that. I think it's nice to have stuff that doesn't look
Yeah, it's
3D
kinda,
all the time.
It's kind of like
but
a
yeah.
unique art style to itself.
Yeah, and
which
it's,
I like.
it's
Oh, yeah.
a very great color palette.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the main thing I feel like they used the SNES power for. It was just to have unlimited colors. And it sounds like it paid off if that's one of the things like you noticed even as a kid, you know. Especially from like if you played Game Boy. Game Boy was so basic. It's like, man, look at where we came from, you know. One thing for me I really like about this game is it's really fun playing it by yourself or with a big group of people, and you just pass the controller
Yeah.
around and you all take
Yeah.
turns. It's almost more fun as a group because then you can make fun of each other when you like die in some stupid way, or just, you know, throw shade. Like I beat this level. It took me like 20 times to beat this level, and I finally beat it. I'm so excited. And Eric looks over and he's like, "But you're little." I was like, wow. Like, what the heck?
Hey,
A
you
win
had-
is a win, okay?
You had 2 feathers going into that final boss, and it was just the one that pops out of the pipe. I'm like, you
That's an easy
should.
one.
Yeah, you should have kept both.
The
those
thing
powers.
about me is if there's an easy way to die, I'm gonna die that way, okay? Like, I make so many little mistakes. Like, platformers are not my top skill as far as being a gamer goes. But it's still fun to try. And that's, you know, that's what all that matters.
Yeah, it's a pretty great platformer.
Oh, and the controls are so tight on that thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then when you get into those icy levels and stuff, it's like you have to relearn everything, all the timing. I mean, that's on purpose,
Well,
but whatever.
the way you get around that is just hold right and run
And never stop.
and never stop. Yeah. There's a really great modding community for this type of game. The Kaizo stuff, if you ever seen any of that, where it's just like they make the levels as hard as they possibly can, where it's like you're just constantly having to bounce off stuff and do like kicks and shell kicks where you're having to like bounce a shell off of an object and bounce off of that.
Yeah,
Parkour.
Yeah.
Mario Maker 2, I've seen tons of levels where people are doing stuff like that.
People get crazy with that
Yeah.
game. What's something else you like?
I will say all the different new characters and enemies, and introduction of Yoshi, of course.
Yeah.
I love the Yoshis, and then you have the different color Yoshis too.
Yeah.
Especially like that blue Yoshi, man. It's like before I learned how to exit stages, like you can hit start and select. It was like you'd get that blue Yoshi, and you could grab that star to make him like a Yoshi. But then for me, like I would think that you had to get him all the way to the end of the level. So it's like I would lose him. Like,
Oh, you didn't know the cheat.
yeah, I didn't know you could just hit start and select. So it was like, yeah, I got the Yoshi. Now I have to get him all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that was as a kid, and that is actually one thing I really like about this game, is that you can go back and replay levels that was different from Mario 3.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can also like just exit out of a level once you've beaten it. If you already realize that you can't get the thing you went back to the level to get, like if you're trying to get like a side exit or something,
Then you
and
just
like you
start
need
over.
a cape and you lose your cape for it or something, you can just go ahead and exit out. You don't have to like kill yourself or try to finish the level. You
Yeah.
can just, yeah.
It would be kind of impossible for this game to have all the secrets and stuff if they didn't allow you to go back and replay the levels. Yeah, it has a really high replayability like for this game because there's so much stuff to find. And if you didn't know about the secret exits, I didn't even know all the ones with the red
No.
dots had more than one exit. I didn't know that until you gave us the challenge. So I feel like even now I can learn stuff.
It's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Surprise fun fact. Well, you kind of said it. We kind of said it during the last episode when we were saying the challenge, but
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah, I like all the different enemies in this game too, because it's like, oh my God, there's so many and they all have different things that they do. And so it's not just like the same enemy, but they look different. Like they're really different.
Yeah,
And-
they're constantly like just throwing new stuff at you. Like every single level or world, or they're always introducing new elements. You have to
it's like
figure out how
some
to deal
stuff
with.
you can kill with a cape, some stuff you can't, some stuff you can kill with a fireball, some stuff you can't.
Yeah.
It's like trial and error figuring out.
And
You know?
I love when you beat the game too. They actually go through and tell you the names of each. Of those
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah, almost like a credits for the actors or something. And then all the different obstacles that they add. It's not, it's not just platforms at different levels in the sky. You have like platforms that move, platforms that drop after so many seconds. You have those blocks, those line of blocks that do like stairs and everything.
Oh, yeah,
Like
the
there's
moving.
just so many different things that you can do with platforming, and I feel like they just do it all in this game, like with the variety of everything.
Yeah. And my last pro is just that, and Mario games are so good at this, just in general, lack of tutorials, like no tutorials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the game is so good at teaching you to play without having to actually tell you how to play.
Yeah, we all know I hate tutorials. So.
They do have those like little info boxes,
Yeah, it's about that.
but honestly, like most of the time, even as a kid, I just blew past those.
Oh yeah, me too. I hated reading as a kid too. I was like, I'm not reading that.
But you could usually figure it out just by playing the game, because the way they usually introduce obstacles is they'll usually try to like introduce an easy version first, and kind of let you get used to it and ease you into like the harder stuff.
That's true. I really like that this game is fun for kids and adults, and it is fun for me as a kid and as an adult. And I also feel like you can play with your kids. Like this is a good game. It's like you can both sit down, you can share it with them, and they're not going to be like, ugh, this is like so old and crappy. I mean, they might be.
They
but
probably
like,
will, yeah.
I mean, they might still be, but like compared to like some of the other older games, like I feel like this one is one that's like really fun for everybody. Have you played this with your daughters or?
I'm trying to think if I have. It was many years ago. When
Yeah.
we were younger. So, some of my daughters are in the games and some are not. So.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and then I remember playing this with like my brother and stuff, like playing it with your siblings.
Yeah, definitely played with my older brother.
Yeah, no, I remember playing with my friends.
Yeah.
One of them actually came up with a song when Mario was under the ocean. I wish I remember how that went. It was like Mario under the ocean, Mario under the sea. Like,
That's awesome. I do stuff like that all the time when
Oh,
I'm
man.
playing games.
I did it for Dr. Mario. Like I forget which Dr. Mario song it was. One if it was Fever or Chill, but one of them I always just kind of sang my own song while I was playing it.
that's hilarious.
That's most of the stuff I have too, other than it being really colorful, which we already talked about a bunch.
Yeah, just a really
Just so vibrant.
yeah, just a really good game overall. I mean, it's a classic. It's like you can't say enough good things.
And usually I'll bring up the nostalgia glasses if it's really not that good. I feel like this one, maybe I had nostalgia glasses on, but I
Yeah,
still
that's
feel
true.
like it's really
I mean,
good.
the one thing that's great about this game is, you may not touch it in 5 or 6 years and go and pick it back up and remember how everything works.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
riding a bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still not very good at throwing stuff up in the air.
Those upkicks. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, did you
Some
ever
stuff's so
did
hard.
you ever have to sacrifice Yoshi to save
Oh,
yourself?
yeah.
Yes. Oh my god. Talk about having guilt. Oh my gosh. You're like, bye, Yoshi.
The worst is when you're jumping over the lava and you have to jump off Yoshi and Yoshi falls in and you see him like slowly sinking into the lava and you're like, oh no.
You're like, oh, I'm so evil. Good thing you keep coming back infinitely.
He seems fine.
Is there anything you guys don't like about this game?
Yeah, this was tough. I didn't really have any cons about this game other than just like embarrassing things that happen sometimes.
Like pressing the wrong button.
Well, the worst for me was like, okay, if you're going over like a jump or a pit or something and you get hit by an enemy and it causes you to fall in the pit, but you also have that extra item up there. So it's like you lose your power
yes.
up, you lose that extra item and you die all in one like embarrassing moment.
Yes.
That's actually one of my cons is like the saved item immediately drops when you lose your power up. So even if you're like on one of those moving platform things and you lose your
Yeah,
power up
you can't
and
do
it falls and you can't go get it and you're like, ah. It's like, I wish I could have saved that for later when I was on something that wasn't moving or something. You know, that would have been cool.
I feel like that's like actually kind of one of the fun parts because you have to make that decision. Like, do
That's
I risk
true.
my life to try to get that like item?
No.
Is it worth it? Am I going to just die anyways? Probably. But yeah, there was definitely a couple of times where I died because I was like, I need that. And then I was like, oh, instant regrets. Not worth it.
Yeah. My other embarrassing thing is, of course, like the walk of shame. You guys ever have to do the walk of shame?
Well, I don't know if Bug knows what the walk of shame is.
So do you know like the top secret area where you kind of have all the power-ups?
Yeah. About the ghost house.
So the walk of shame to me is like where you walk back to that place.
Oh, I agree 100% with that.
Especially like the further you get, and then it's like the more longer of a walk it is. You're like,
What shortcuts can I take to get back to it?
Exactly.
And then you have to like, well, is there an item closer? Like, do I go all the way back there? Yeah.
And do I take a cape or a flower?
Yeah. And then if you run out of lives, you have to go back there just to get one-ups over and over again.
What about you, Nikki? Did you have comments?
Really, that was basically it, other than like, I feel like, and this is just for my own personal reasons because I suck, but I feel like if you have a cape or a fireball and you lose that power up, instead of going back to being a teeny tiny Mario, you should be just a regular big Mario. I think there should be 3 steps.
That was Mario 3, I think, where you just went back one.
Exactly, and I got used to that.
But that was only the American version of Mario 3, I think. Because I think in Japan, you went back to being small.
Probably, because it's all harder there.
They just did that to make it easier for Western audiences.
But I'm like, it sucks when you like go all the way from a cape to being small. It just feels like there should be a middle thing. And that's probably just because I need the extra tries. That's a selfish con.
Well,
okay?
if you have Yoshi, then Yoshi counts as a hit too.
Ooh.
And then
But you can't take Yoshi into all of the levels.
That's true.
Like the end level.
So I'm just curious, did you have any cons about the game at all, Bug?
All the ones I would have is my fat fingers. You know?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You're trying to do something and I know I hit that button, and in reality you didn't, but you died, and so
I feel like I'm always like, I did that. It's like probably 9 out of 10 times, or probably 10 out of 10 times I didn't really do that, but in my head, I'm like,
every now and then you do get a death that feels like it was really cheap.
yeah.
Like
I saw you get one the other day.
It was like I had a shell in front of me. I walked into an enemy, and I guess I came at it a little lower, a little high, and it missed the shell somehow.
no.
But yeah, it looked like just the tip of the shell touched the other guy and he died. And I was like, that's not fair.
That sucks.
Anyways, we let you have an extra turn after that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Sometimes I get frustrated, like, you'll be stuck on this one level and you're like, okay, I'm just going to go to a different path.
Yeah.
So, you go on a different path and you get stuck on that area.
Yeah, it's like, it's not any easier.
So,
Yeah.
Dang it.
Usually by then you just have to set the controller down and then come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
for
I think
sure.
you'll beat it the first time.
Oh my gosh, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, just come back to it later. Mm-hmm. All right.
So let's move on to strategy. So if you're with someone that's never played this game, what kind of strategy would you give them?
Switch houses first off.
Switch houses.
So the
the switch
Oh,
houses.
the switch houses. I thought you were saying switch the houses. I was like, how do you
Yeah,
switch
just
the houses? I don't even know that.
Exchange houses with your buddy.
Yeah, those switch houses that release all those colorful blocks everywhere.
They
Those
make
are
the
very
game
helpful.
significantly easier, definitely.
I forgot about that. I didn't even put that in the strategy. And those levels are pretty fun too, especially when you just get to go jump on the giant thing. Like the giant color thing.
Giant switch.
Like the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, I wish this was real. I want to jump on one of these in real life.
Yeah, for me, just unlocking that top secret area in World 2 is pretty huge, pretty helpful.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that gives you a space just to get like Yoshi back, get like all your power-ups back.
Mm-hmm.
You can farm lives there. It's just such a handy space to have access to.
Yeah.
And
for
that way
sure.
you're not constantly going into levels looking for stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you're just trying to
we
power
use
up.
that secret area a lot.
I think everyone does.
I think they put it there because they felt bad. They were like, we got to do something to give people a chance.
But it's actually kind of like, it's not obvious to unlock right away. I mean, it's because you have to like right at the very beginning of the ghost house take a cape and fly all the way to the top.
Yeah, that's true.
It is like, as a kid, like I didn't know about it for a while, you know. Yeah, you have that friend who comes over to your house.
You don't have the secret
It's like,
level
oh, you
yet?
don't have the top secret area? It's like, no, what's that?
Let me show you. Let's see.
And I
what
would say
else?
patience. You know.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Patience. Something I don't have a lot
Yeah.
of.
One of the things that happens is when you start getting frustrated, you start trying to rush.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're trying to rush too much, you start making more mistakes,
Yeah.
and that's when you, like you said, you just need to set
Take
the
a
controller
break.
down,
Yep.
maybe come back to it later.
That's what kept happening to me at the end with the last Bowser fight.
Yeah.
Like, because you have to wait so long for him to fly back and forth, and it's like, okay, I've seen this like 10 times in a row now, and then by the time that's over, you're like, okay, I just want to try to get through. And then I would make a mistake, and then, yeah,
Yeah.
didn't end well.
So one of my pieces of strategy or advice or whatever is just hold run at all times. Not only do you go faster, but you also can pick up objects so that you can kick them at enemies and
And you
stuff.
can also die easier on accident, I feel like. I don't know about that strategy.
Just hold the run button. And then my other one is don't die. Especially when it's embarrassing
Isn't
to
that
die.
every game?
Like, you're trying to show off how easy Bowser is to Nicky, and then you run into the first enemy by accident.
Yeah.
Well, Bowser's easy, and then like the first guy, I jump into him. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Nice.
Sometimes I think it's just karma
Probably.
from when you're acting like you're too good. One of mine is like, if you have the cape, or like have a cape in every level and then just fly up in the air and see what's up there. Honestly, because like in so many levels, there's stuff up in the sky. And if you don't think to try that, then you're going to miss out on secret areas or like secret keys, like keyholes or like whatever.
Yeah, it's the best piece of strategy. Just get the cape and fly over every single level that you can.
Yeah. Because like we said, a lot of times they're like secretly pointing you to go a certain direction, but
Yeah.
really you should fly up and go in the other direction because that's where the stuff is.
Do you
so
ever
you have to think of that.
Do you ever feel guilty about using the cape?
Like it's cheating.
Well, it's like, they made this whole level,
Yeah.
and it's like there's some levels within Mario World I think I still haven't seen just because I've.
You just fly
Oh, it's
through.
been years.
Yeah, just because now I you just grab a cape and fly over it. Like, I'm sure it would be a fun level if I went and played it normally. I just don't do it.
I wouldn't say I feel guilty, but I mean, it's designed that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
true. Yeah, I don't feel guilty for doing that.
Or what about the different colored Yoshis? And
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a blue Yoshi. If you get a shell in its mouth, it can fly.
Yeah.
The yellow one will do like a stomp.
Stomp.
Will like little air things will like kind of come out and knock over enemies and stuff.
Yeah, everyone that's like in an area.
Yeah, and the red Yoshi, like anytime any shell gets in his mouth, is going to come out as fireballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, three
That's pretty
fireballs, I
cool.
think.
Yeah, I mean all that is really cool, but I always preferred blue
Yeah.
Yoshi.
And then wasn't there something that happened when you eat the rainbow shell? And you're green.
You get
If
all
you're
three.
green
Yeah,
Yoshi,
you get all three.
and
Yeah.
you eat the rainbow shell, yeah, you get all three, which
Yeah,
is
so
like
you get wings.
super cool.
Yeah, you can jump and stomp, and then when you spit it out, it's fire. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's not that many of the rainbow shells, but that
Yeah.
I saw. I only saw like a couple, but
Yeah,
I
there
thought
aren't
that
very
was
many.
really neat.
That's about all I got.
Only other thing I have is like Yoshi's the best. He can like eat almost any enemy. He can do all those cool things that we just listed with the shells, and he can walk on those muncher things without dying.
Yeah,
Like he is really helpful.
there's a reason they don't let you take him into the harder stages because he's a little bit too overpowered, probably.
Oh yeah, especially if he could eat all the enemies in the castles and stuff.
Yeah, the only drawback with him is that you can't like stay in the air flying if you have the cape.
Oh,
You can fly up with him, you just can't like maintain like you could without him.
too heavy.
Just too heavy.
That
Yeah,
makes sense scientifically.
science.
Yeah, science. Oh, I forgot to say this pro. It's very scientifically accurate.
All right, so what's going on? What's new with Mario, the Mario universe?
Well,
The movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've all seen the movie. I think everyone in America has seen the movie at this point. I've seen like so many articles about how it's broken all these records.
Yeah,
it's like I think it's on its way to beat like Frozen 2 and all this stuff. It's already the highest grossing video game movie because it recently beat Pikachu Detective.
Detective Pikachu.
Or Detective Pikachu, yeah. So
Yeah.
and it's still in theaters. So,
So, did you guys like the movie?
Go.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought the story was not fantastic, but I enjoyed, all the little nods and references and things like that.
Yeah, it's a lot like the games,
Yes.
right? It's fun to watch. It's a good experience. If you're there for a deep story, you're not going to get it. I do love they gave Princess Peach her redemption, and she is not a damsel in distress, and she's
true.
like pretty badass.
Yeah, I feel like the movie didn't do well critically just because, I don't know, the critic,
I don't think it was made for critics.
it's not a great story. Some of the reviews were like maybe a little bit too harsh because of, who the movie was for and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like it was definitely for fans and for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And families. Yeah.
Either of those two groups are going to enjoy it. Everybody else, yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like a classic animated movie in terms of like Toy Story or Wreck-It Ralph or some of those like
That's
really
true.
like good story animated movies, but
it's good action, and I really loved the new Sonic movies too, and I feel like it kind of like had that same vibe.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I kind of have it on the same level as like the Sonic movies, which were just like kind of fun and funny.
Fun and
I
funny.
think that's what these are meant to be, just fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
And then
fun.
the other thing was like there was an article about a rumor about a possible announcement for a new Mario game on a future episode of Nintendo Direct, but I know that's not really like super
Actual
helpful.
News, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they're just waiting for us to record this episode, and then they'll announce it before we get it posted, so it'll just look like we weren't paying attention.
Well, I am pretty sure, and there is going to either be a new Switch by the end of the year or an announcement for a new Switch by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
which would
that's
go
what
hand
I've
in hand
seen,
with
too.
the Mario announcement.
Yeah, they'll probably have a Mario game with it.
yeah. Because what's the last Mario game that came out? Do you remember?
Odyssey, yeah.
When that was like 5 years ago or something?
Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago, I think.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so they're due. I'm excited to see what they come out with. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, what are they gonna do? They need another Super Mario Brothers, another Super Mario World. They could do anything, really.
Yeah, 2D, 3D, probably 3D because that's the way it's been going. I know like there were some really good Wii games that were kind of like that 2D, like new Super Mario's Brothers and like a DS game, I think, that were kind of that 2D.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if they did like a package for the Switch for that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
All right, so moving on
What now?
what?
I said, well, what now?
All right, moving on. So the challenge.
Oh yeah, the challenge.
So, I bet you're probably wondering how we did.
Yes, I am very curious.
So
I got all the exits for sure.
I think we got around 82. I think there's like 96. So
Yeah.
we're still missing a lot. We also didn't do a lot of the special stages. So it's like I started playing my own game, and then I started playing with Nicky's game. And then,
Well, we were playing as a group.
yeah, they were playing
and
as a
then-
group with John. So
Yeah.
we're
Which makes that challenge fun because it gets other people involved. and,
Exactly.
yeah, we're trying to. The one that was getting me stuck was the one on Cheese Bridge. Is it Cheese Bridge?
Oh yeah, that's the one where you have to. I want to say you have to go. Yeah, you use the cape under the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
you
then
guys
pop
were
back
trying
up.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a hard
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
exactly which one you're talking about.
yeah, because that dip you have to do is just like insane.
You have to
Like,
time it exactly right so
Yeah.
that you go under. But like, yeah, I don't know.
I think we eventually just look up a video just to make sure that's
Yeah.
what.
Like, I'm
we're
not sure
like,
if we're
are we
doing
just
this right.
trying
Do we
this?
fly under?
Yeah, are we
or-
just
yeah.
trying this crazy thing over and over again, and it's not even really possible?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the things you really, man, the skill level you need to accomplish some of these things, like you need to be an expert.
Yeah, it's a fun challenge though.
It is. It's a
Yeah.
fun challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of what makes you want to play it more and replay it again and again.
All right, so it looks like we're
So,
wrapping.
We're wrapping. Would you like to join us, Bug?
Sure.
I mean, it's kind of required, but you know.
We kind of already told you had to, so.
Yeah.
Don't
All
twist
right.
my arm.
Let's hear it.
This is me, Mario. I'm king of this game. Jumping on goobers and saving the day. I got a brother who always wears green, and we make a perfect team. Together we'll save the princess, well at least that's our plan. Welcome to Mario World. We'll ride on Yoshi, he's our trusted seed. Through the pipes and tunnels at incredible speeds. We'll face Bowsers and Combo Troopers too. With our skills we'll make it through. Welcome to Mario World.
Alakazam, I'll leave you stashed in a stupa. The ladies be like, damn, it's your boy Magic Koopa. Blue robe, blue hat, got a sexy boo, ghost hat, got a wand like a gat, turning tracks to combat bats, Bowser's brats, be like rats, comics just a copycat, eat my yogurt non-fat, do my shopping at the Gap, in and out with a snap. A shot, then a zap, when in doubt, in trap. I'm devout like a scout could cause a flood or a drought. I'll stop you in your route like you just got gout. A short, stout lout who's slightly evil throughout. I'm building up clout in the Mario bout. Cashing fat checks, flexing magic pecs. The CEO exec of the Bowser Corp Tech. Now I'm placing my bets with my hands in the deck. It's gonna be a Mario Sario train wreck.
Busted through this egg and I'm here to stay. Hey Mario, you wanna go out and play? With you on my back we can slay all day. I've got so much and then I wanna display. Mega Mall swoopers and even spinies. They all hit my tug and they go down nicely. Whatever you need, we can all agree. I'm Yoshi motherfuckers, it's a guarantee. Oh, and let's not forget all my bros. We've got yellow, red, and blue, all pros. So many skills, no one stands a chance. Now throw up your peace sign, punk, and dance. Whoa, that's a new Fire song. I'm sure the movie's going to be reaching out to us anytime now for the next Mario movie. They got to have that during the credits.
Or a cease and desist.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope not.
I forgot to mention this in the pros, but I love the music in this game.
Oh, yeah. I actually had that, and I forgot to say it.
It's kind of like a little bit jazzy. I don't know.
Yeah. Or that and the sound effects. Like
Yeah, I was about to say
you
the
were talking
sound
about
effects.
Bowser a minute ago. It's like when you're just talking about that, I can hear that.
And I love when you shoot off of a star, that like DJ moment where it's like that record scratching. It's like, oh my God. I love the sound effects and the music.
I just love that that spotlight zoom out like when you finish the stage where it's like
and they do the peace sign every time. Yeah. So many good memories tied to this game.
Yeah. Nostalgia, man. All right, I bet you're wondering what the next game's going to be.
Yeah, I'm a little scared because it's your pick, and sometimes you pick really crappy games. Okay, we just had to do General Chaos. Okay, that game
is amazing. Sega Genesis. Oh man, that's such a good game. Not on one player. It's 2 players. Anyway,
so are you picking something new or old?
Brand new. It actually just came out in April.
Oh, is it that music game?
No.
Oh.
I haven't actually played this game yet.
Oh, what is it?
It came out on April Fool's Day. It's called The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh,
and it's free on Steam.
Is it?
Yeah.
Have you played it yet?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
I have an employee who's a huge Sonic fan, and when this was announced, he got on the Discord was like, "You won't believe this, guys!"
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
I think I saw that.
So basically, it seemed like it was a joke, but then they actually released a game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, if you release something on April 1st, I mean, what do you think people are going to think?
So it's a point-and-click adventure / visual novel, I think.
Okay.
Is where it's at.
All right.
So your challenge is to, I don't know if this is right because I haven't played it and I'm afraid to look up spoilers.
Yeah, true.
Or look up stuff because I'll see spoilers. But just figure out who murdered Sonic, I guess.
I guess beat the game, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming that's, what happens or, yeah.
And it really is free on Steam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess I'll be using the Steam Deck for that. We got one of those for Christmas.
Nice.
So I work on a computer, so I hate playing games like on a computer. I need to go to another seat and sit down and play with a different kind of controller.
You're going to change your tune when we start getting into StarCraft and Warcraft and stuff. Those are great mouse and keyboard
I'm
games.
open-minded. You can change my opinion if you want to try. All All right, so find out who murdered Sonic. I'm on it.
And the game
you
is
found
called
the right person.
The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, sounds fun.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we'll see you guys next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Cheers.